Good morning, guys. How are you? Okay, so this is really informal here. Some months we do like a few days of this. We have multiple coaches share. Some months we kind of do like a behind the scenes. I just thought for this month, like everyone's crazy, right? Like life is crazy right now. It's like pre-holidays. Everyone works or has a family, and I wanted to make it kind of simple. So I thought that what I would do is just share a little bit about my story in this video, and then come back a little bit later and share about some coaching specifics, like the most important stuff, knowing that, you know, if you decide to take this leap with us, that we will have a new coach training beginning that really fills in all the gaps. So first of all, I'm Sarah Cronin. I am really honored to have you guys here. I never really imagined that I would be ever doing this. Like if you would have asked me 3.5 years ago when I started, was I going to stick with this? I would have said no, because I quit everything. But the coaching piece has really been kind of a huge layer of accountability for me, which has kept me going. I am a full-time attorney. I actually am working right now, so this is kind of like how my day goes. I usually get up, I log into work, get a cup of coffee, and I start answering emails. And then a lot of times what I do is a little bit later, I take a break for a workout. I spend some time each morning reading like something positive. Like I have a couple different devotionals here, and then like a business related book that I'm going to start today. And these are all kind of parts of coaching. Like I never really did any of this before, but honestly, I was empty before. Like I felt like I was trying to pour into everyone else from an empty cup. And so a lot of this is part of me like filling my cup first so I can be just a good person. Like doesn't even matter about the business side, but just a good person. So I started this 3.5 years ago. I'm a full-time attorney. I am a part-time coach. I'm a mom of 2, and I'm an Army spouse now. When we started this, we were both living in Charlotte and practicing attorneys in law firms. Our lives have changed dramatically, and I honestly will say it's a result of coaching. So I basically, 3.5 years ago, was postpartum with my 4-year-old son, and I just felt like I was kind of spinning my wheels trying to figure out something that would work, that was going to make me feel good about me. I was doing this thing called ClassPass, and if you're familiar with that, basically it means that you sign up for random classes all over the city, and you pay one price per month. And that was a great deal. I got a lot of variety, but I was not getting results. And I think it's more because of the nutrition side. So basically I did this for months. I was feeling a lot of guilt because I had a baby and a husband, and basically like was leaving at 5 a.m. every morning to try to get a class in because I knew I had a crazy work day. Then I wanted to be with my son after work. And I wasn't seeing results, and I was tired, like super, super tired. So I kept seeing this girl post on Facebook about a challenge she was doing, and she had a baby around the same time as me. She had like 6-pack just a few months after having a baby. I hated her at first, and then I finally decided, you know what, she keeps showing up. Like maybe I'm supposed to reach out to her. And so I probably was like a best case scenario of like reaching out to her, asking her, what can I do to learn more about what you're doing? And she told me it was Beachbody. And honestly, you guys, like a few years back, I had bought P90X, P90X3 on eBay. Never stuck with those. Like they're super hard, super long, quit every time. I thought Shakeology was a joke. My sister had done it years before, and I honestly gave her a hard time about it. But I just felt like, okay, you know what? It's $160. She's asking me to give her 21 days. She's telling me I'm going to have one meal covered for me, and she's going to help me with meal planning. Like, what can I lose? And she honestly told me, you could send it back if you don't like it. So I decided to jump in and take the $160 leap. And I did not sign up as a coach right away. I did my first challenge group, and that's basically just a group for accountability. So, like, I was asked to check in each day there, show my workouts, show my meals, and use it for accountability and use it for encouragement and support. And you know what? I decided, since I was putting this $160 thing on a credit card, not telling my husband, I don't necessarily recommend that, but I just like kind of told him after the fact, like I need something different. I went all in, and I decided like I'm going to follow this meal plan to a T. I'm going to show up and do my workouts every single day. I'm going to drink the Shakeology every day, even if I think it's a joke. And I'm going to go all in with this because I spent the money on it, and I want to see if it works. So I did that. I started with 21 Day Fix Extreme, and for 21 days I showed up, went all in, did my workouts, meal planned. I remember spending so much time meal planning in the beginning. It's gotten so much easier now. And I lost like 7 pounds. And that was my, like, getting me back to pre-baby weight. And I felt phenomenal. Like, something about this sparked kind of something in me that said, like, okay, you have the power to do all these things yourself. You don't need to pay somebody to, like, make a meal plan. You don't need to pay somebody to meal prep. You don't need to pay a personal trainer. You have all of that right here. And that just kind of lit me up. Like, it got me excited. I wanted to cook again. I wanted to meal prep again. My husband was doing workouts with me, and I just continued to see results from there. So I actually ended up losing about 20 plus pounds. And that put me way below my pre-baby weight, and that was over a course of just a few months. I kept doing the 21-day program, then I moved into a few others. And after a month, she just said, you know, do you want to become a coach for the discount? Because you get a 25% discount. And I said yes, because we honestly, although my husband and I are both attorneys, have student loan debt, we had a baby, paying for daycare for the first time, like, we just could not afford to spend the extra money. So anything we could do, you know, to save the extra money was great. So we took the 25% discount, and I didn't really have any anticipation of making this into a business. So you can earn income from this, right? And, you know, as much as I needed it, like, I was earning a good salary, but like I said, you know, we had all this debt. The extra money, like, could have changed my life at the time. I just was kind of oblivious to it. I just kind of still continued working on my journey. However, the difference is after a month or so, I started sharing what I was doing. And I started sharing it on social media. I started sharing meals I was making. I started sharing my meal plans. I started sharing my workouts more. And it was scary, you guys, at first. I hate social media. Like, I would never post on it. My sister was the overposter. I would give her a hard time. Like, you are sharing your life on social media. Why are you doing this? It's embarrassing. But something, like, really in terms, thanks, Michelle. I love you. Something in terms of, like, you know, just that added accountability made a huge difference for me in terms of what I was doing for myself, like showing up every single day. So putting it on social media actually became kind of a way to keep me accountable versus a way to just, like, sell a bunch of stuff. And I still use it for that to this day. I just happen to have shifted more from, like, Facebook to Instagram stories or something, you know. But I post my meals, I post my workouts, I post meal planning, and that keeps me going. And we have our groups for that too. But I also feel like there's some added layer of accountability with, like, my social media network. So I decided to start doing that, and people started asking me what I was doing. And one big reason why I kind of decided to make the shift from just, like, getting the discount to helping people was my mom. She has tons of dietary restrictions. She was pre-diabetic, cholesterol issues. Her parents were both diabetics. Her mother passed away, like, from diabetes-related conditions. Like, just a lot of health stuff that went on in my family. And my dad passed away when I was when I was 16 from, like, cirrhosis of the liver. So, like, health to me felt like something I really had to be aware of because of my family history. So I started asking my mom maybe if she wanted to get this a try with me. Like, that was kind of the first person I helped with this. I said, I don't know, like, if you're actually going to stick with this or if this will even be for you, like, workout-wise or meal plan-wise, but I do think Shakeology could be really great. I had seen a huge uptick in my energy. My mood was better. My hair and nails were growing faster. Like, I had a meal that I could just take with me. I wasn't spending $6 at Starbucks or whatever each day, and it honestly was a huge part of my results. So I asked her if she wanted to give it a try, and she said yes. And that was kind of the moment I shifted from, like, I'm just doing this for me to I'm doing this to help other people too. And she was one of my first customers, one of my first coaches, and she basically just really followed along with Shakeology, which is what she still does to this day. And she was able to come off of her diabetes medication. That result is obviously not guaranteed with this. And she has, like, lost some weight, but she's also, like, just seen an improvement in her health. And I think that to me was, like, the big aha moment. Like, there is something really, really powerful about this, and people in your life can honestly be really impacted if you're willing to share it. So I think that was my moment that I decided, you know what, I'm going to be a little bit more intentional about this. And I got my first $50 check or whatever, and I was like, wait a minute, like, that for the week is gas. And then I helped another friend who really wanted to get, like, healthy or lose some weight. That was another $50 check. Then, like, randomly, you know, an aunt asked me for help. That was another $50 check. So in the first month, I earned $50. Second month, it was more like $200. But it went from gas money to grocery money. And then it went from grocery money to mortgage money. And then it went from mortgage money to, like, pay down debt money. And all these things have been extremely powerful. They haven't been drastic or, like, super fast. But it has been a slow shift over time. And it really just has happened as a result of me committing to myself, like committing to a program, committing to a nutrition plan, committing to sharing it on social media, and then hosting groups that can really help other people and allow us to help more people in a setting. Oops, there goes my light. Sorry. Help more people in a setting like that we have the community feel to it too. So we have our team, we have our groups that we run, and both provide a really awesome added layer of accountability. So that is kind of my story. I think over the last 3.5 years, I've gained weight, I've lost weight, I got pregnant again, I lost 45 pounds again with these programs. I shared throughout my entire pregnancy. I shared postpartum. I got postpartum depression. I shared about that. I went through like a phase of leaning on alcohol too much because of some of these things, and I shared about that. These are all very uncomfortable things, and they are not something that like it was very easy for me to share, but I think as a result of me kind of being transparent, a lot of other people have connected with me saying they are going through similar things. It's like the workaholic moms that I tend to attract. It's the stay-at-home moms who have a really hard time carving out time for themselves. It is the like entrepreneurial type who are like, I don't really want to be a slave to someone else. I don't want to just work for a 2%, 3% raise each year. All those things have kind of become a part of my story because I've discovered with this that it can help with all those things. So it has helped me find the best balance for me possible. And I can honestly say right now, I do feel like I'm in the best place because of this. My marriage is really strong. I am a healthier mom for my kids, so I'm the one who's like, let's go do this on the weekends versus being the lazy mom. I think I've been really kind of like forced to grow as a leader as a result of this, which has been really cool, but that's also allowed me to open up other businesses or do other things. You know, my family has basically put some of my Beachbody money into a rental property, and we now rent that out. So I've kind of taken on like a little VRBO business, just things that I didn't really ever anticipate for myself, and I probably wouldn't have ever experienced but for this. So I don't think Beachbody has to be like your number one passion or like the thing that you want to be a Beachbody coach, the best Beachbody coach there is forever, but I think it can be the vehicle to get you wherever you want to be. Like if your dream is to open a coffee shop, or if your dream is to be a stay-at-home mom, or if your dream is to be debt-free, I think it totally can be the vehicle for those things. So that's the really amazing part. So the last thing I'm going to leave you with is just kind of like what I do. So I work from home as a contract attorney. I basically negotiate contracts. And I typically get up, I log in, I help my kids get ready to go to school, and then I will sit down with my cup of coffee and my books, and I read for a little bit if my email inbox is cleaned out. Then I get back to work, do some more work, give myself another break, and I'll do a workout. And then I will plug back in, work, and then in the afternoon around 3:30 or so, because my company's on East Coast time and I'm on Central time, I tend to log out and put that hour towards coaching. And then in the evenings, like there's some sacred family time, there's some sacred hubby time. My husband goes to bed earlier than me because he's in the Army and he does PT really early, so a lot of times I'll plug in a little bit more in the evenings and do some more work. You can literally grow this business in an hour a day. You always have to put yourself first. You can put more time in, and if you put more time in, you will see more growth. And I did not start by working 2-3 hours a day. But at this point, I'm like, okay, I want to leave my job. I want to have the freedom and flexibility to be my own boss. So I'm going to put more time in. So that's kind of been the transition. In the beginning, it was like 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week. Then it got to be about an hour a day, 5 days a week. Then it's been an hour and a half plus a day, 5 days a week, now that I have a team. So that has kind of added a layer of responsibility. But it's like, honestly, it's the kind of day that I love. Like I work on me, I do my like actual work, I get to connect with people because working from home can be lonely. I get to spend my family time. I have some date nights that are off limits throughout the week. We have a team call night, and then it honestly just kind of all fits, and it fills me up and it makes me feel good. This coaching side of things actually gives me so much more purpose and passion than anything that I've gotten from my full-time job. So I tend to love the fact that I have that to offset what my full-time job is. So I hope that helps. I hope that helps at least for like, getting your ideas going about what we do, what kind of background, maybe you should have coming into this. There is no set background. We have teachers, we have nurses, we have pharmacists, we have farmers, we have stay-at-home moms, and we have wives, we have some single ladies, we've got dog moms, there's all sorts of ladies that make up our team, and we do have a couple men, but they're not very active with this. So it is mostly women, and it is like we're like a family. So I just happen to be like one of the leaders, so I put this on. If you're here because somebody else invited you, just know that whenever you come into this, you get me, you get your coach, you get the whole community, and you get our accountability groups, which are really amazing too. So I'm Sarah. I hope that helps, like, just explain a little bit maybe about what we do, maybe what could bring you into this, and what our day might look like. Everybody's different, but this is just me. And I have been able to transition from working in a law firm to working from home as a result of coaching. It took me into that role. My husband was able to transition out of private practice into being an Army attorney, and taking a big pay cut as a result of this. So I think, honestly, like, everybody's story will transition over time, but this has kind of been my transition. So thanks so much for joining me this morning. I'm going to come back in a little bit later today and just talk about income, like what working the business looks like, and then what you can expect if you join our team. So hopefully that helps. Please ask any questions you have below, and thanks for spending some time with me this morning. Bye, guys.